Good evening again, board. I'd like to give you an update on my son, Calvin Ortega's situation. Just a reminder, this is a summary. I'll have complete comments on my blog, www.sgprc.net. And I, as always, request that the URL for my blog be included in my summary of comments in your minutes. Very briefly, for those new faces sitting in the public seating area today, your agency terminated family-provided services for my children, Calvin and Gerardo, on February 1st of 2015. Put services under the care of your vendor. In the intervening 4+ years, your failed vendor services resulted in my son's loss of his 9-year employment, his 14-year long-term housing. Your failed vendored services resulted in my son becoming homeless for 13 months. Oh, and members of the public, this regional center paid their vendor $10,000 a month while my son was homeless. As I mentioned to you last month, currently, as of April, you have paid, this regional center has paid $633,000 of taxpayer funds over and above what family-provided services cost this regional center. You've squandered $633,000. You currently have put my son Calvin under virtual house arrest in an apartment that you rent with your 24-hour vendor services. You're blocking IHSS workers for 1.5 years. You have blocked IHSS workers from entering my son's apartment to do their work 271 hours a month. For 1.5 years, board, the IHSS workers report to work every day. They are denied access, and they park outside of my son's apartment for their work shift. This is illegal, as you well know. You cannot be blocking IHSS workers. It's a violation of the Lanterman Act. Oh, and by the way, I brought this to Ms. Galarza's attention several times, including last week. And Ms. Galarza's only response has been to me, and I hope she'll have a better response this evening. We have to discuss that at a planned teaming meeting. Well, we had our planned meeting, Ms. Galarza, and nothing was done. Now it's time for you to follow the law, Ms. Galarza, and allow IHSS workers to go in and do their job. But most troubling, of course, is that you're continuing in Superior Court to gain conservatorship over my son, Calvin. But Superior Court is catching on, as you may know. Superior Court has issued an order to allow me to visit with my son without your vendor being present, an order which you violated, by the way. So that's the update for this month, board. Please think long and hard about how long you want to continue this litigation. As I mentioned to you last month, the only thing I ever wanted to do was to provide care for my children and make a contribution to the developmental disabilities deaf community. And I hope at some point you'll allow me to do that. Thank you. I'll see you next month.
Next, we have Julie Evie McKenzie, who's an advocate for City Council.
One moment, Erica, before we continue. You may recall that I requested that nothing that was filmed without my permission would be put on your blog. I noticed that the cameraman today filmed the board, so I want to go on record saying that I did not give permission for that, and therefore it cannot be posted publicly. Thank you.
You don't want my comment, do you?
No. Thank you.
Good evening, board. I have 2 announcements from the State Council on Developmental Disabilities. First off, we have settled on dates for independent facilitator training with San Gabe Regional Center. Thank you, Lucina, for nailing those down with us. We have Spanish on June 24th, English on June 25th in this room. They are free. Thankfully, we've managed to keep them free, which is why we separate the two languages, so we don't have to have an interpreter. Flyers are over on the side there. It's for parents, self-advocates, anybody who's interested in either becoming an independent facilitator under self-determination, or you just want to learn more about what facilitation is. It is an all-day event. We do have other dates in Long Beach as well. I did not bring those flyers. If you're interested, you can call the same number. Those are going to be in June, so a little bit sooner. The second one, this is, it's almost too late to be announcing this, but I want you to know about it anyway. The State Council, part of how we do our work is by issuing grants to community organizations to fulfill some of the state plan goals that the State Council has. We currently are in our 42nd cycle. We have $450,000 available for organizations that want to do something innovative, creative, with the potential of having a statewide impact in one of the 6 goal areas for the State Council. These flyers are also, on the table over there. These are due by June 3rd, which is why I said it's almost too late, but if you have an organization that has a great idea, you're interested in doing something, and you've got someone who can commit to the time, please pick up the flyer. Please do not call our office asking for information. We can't give you any. You have to work with our headquarters office. And all of the information you need is on the flyer. Thanks very much.
Next, we have Rosella Allen, who's an interested person.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Rosella Allen. I'm here to comment about the Executive Director's report. In it, it states regarding vendors that they should do no harm. I would also hope that the regional center itself would do no harm. But evidently that is too high a goal for you to do no harm, as much harm has been done by this regional center. To Mr. Arguelo's sons, to others that I know of throughout the years, a lot of harm has been done. So I bid you to think about what you have done to other people and Mr. Arguelo's sons, Kevin and Gerardo. I've known them for nearly 20 years, and I've known what productive members of society those men have been, and how sadly, how terribly sadly, they have been prevented from being productive members of society. Gerardo lost his job of 9 years because of Regional Center's actions and this so-called supported living provider, you, that you have appointed or pushed on them. Kevin is such a nice human being. I don't know how in the world you expect people to endure this kind of thing. They have risen nobly to the challenge of living under this regimen. But they can't keep on like this. You have to let them alone. Let their father recreate as much as possible the supported living plan that they had before. And let Kevin get a real job with a real assistant. And let Gerardo recreate his own job that he had with recycling in the community. He did real well at it. He earned a little money on his own. Please rethink your plan with regards to these men and look back over your history of the others who didn't fare so well, the ones that died, the ones that were pushed into situations where they couldn't bear it. Thank you for your attention or your inattention, I don't know which. Good night.